What do you want? I don't got any money. I don't got any treats. I actually have a lot of treats, but you can't know about that because you don't know English yet. He doesn't know Spanish. No tengo comida. Yo! I'm trying to record this, but who are you, dude? I don't even know who this guy is. He just got in here. Hey. Get off me, man. He's trying to rob me. No. Okay, so back to the video. I don't know, I just got this dog. His name's Simba. Me and him are like best friends already, but you know, he didn't know any manners because, you know, I rescued him. So his owner didn't teach him manners. He just said, fuck it, I'm gonna leave you to the side. But I ain't leaving him to the side. This is my best buddy. What was I gonna talk about? So what was I gonna talk about? Now I have to think about it too. I think what I was gonna talk about was how the idea of finding your purpose fucks up your confidence. Because the reality is that if you look at most people try to find their confidence through what it is that they do. You know, like they find their confidence because they have a career that they enjoy, or they have a hobby that they enjoy, that they feel like they're so good at. You think you're good at something, and you can be very passionate about something, but that thing can change. It always can change. And for somebody like, for example, like me, or my passions, my hobbies, my whatever, what it is that I want to do in life changes for pretty much every day, at least. Usually like at least once a week, you know. And this fucking dog, at least every few days. And so what happens is that all my confidence, a lot of the times, at least it used to be this way, all of my confidence rode on like how good I felt like I was doing at what it was that I cared about at that moment. You know, if I thought I was doing amazing at it, I was the most confident person in the world for that moment. And then as soon as I came down to earth and I realized like actually I got more to learn, then at that point I was like, maybe I'm not that, you know, like my value in myself, where I valued myself, went down to here. And the tough thing about that is that no matter what, even if I was amazing at it and I continued to love it, at some point it's going to change. At some point I'm going to not be able to do it. Let's say you're playing a sport. At some point you're going to get injured. It's going to be inevitable. It happens to everybody. Oh shit. I ain't got a choice. It's his fault. It's your fault. But at some point, inevitably, you're gonna have those moments where you're not gonna be able to do what it is that you're passionate about, or whatever it is that your career is. If you're really passionate about your career, like that's what I need to be good at. If your confidence or your belief in yourself rides on that, it's always gonna be shaky. Oh my God, dude. It's always gonna be shaky. You're always gonna have to struggle and have all these ups and downs with your confidence. Like I was wondering about that the other day. I was like, so what made me think about this is that I was thinking about it and I was like, why is it that there's sometimes where I'm like super just, I believe in myself, I'm confident in myself, I just think like the world, like that, not that I'm better than anybody, but like I'm right there with everybody else. Like I don't think negatively, I'm here. And I can be myself. Why do I have those moments and then all of a sudden sometimes it just disappears? And it's like a cycle where I'll have that and then it'll go away, and then I'll have that and then it'll go away. As I was thinking about that, I also thought about how in when I really like look at it, those waves of feeling like belief in myself and confident also followed these waves of transitioning from interest into one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. The way that I am and the way that my brain works, I can never really focus on one thing for all that long before I think that I need to try something else. It's just how I am. Like, I wish I wasn't that way. I wish I could be like content with what it is that I've done my whole life and just be stuck with that. But it's just not how I work. So, in saying that, because of the fact that my confidence relies on how I feel about what it is that I'm interested in at that time, if it's continuously changing, it's always going to be shaky. And I see that where a lot of people choose their careers, they choose what they're interested in, their hobbies, whatever, entirely based off like what it is they feel like they can be confident in. And if that's the case, it's always going to struggle. So at the point of it all is that your confidence can't be in something that's temporary. You know, like confidence is something that you know. It's like the definition of confidence is like, if it's just something you know. We can't know a whole lot about ourselves. We can't know a whole lot about the future. We can't know a whole lot about the present. What we can know is deep down what's inside of us that's always been that way. Our character that ain't changing. That's never changed. Like, do you care about being better? Do you care about being smarter? Do you care about being happier, finding something, like finding this or that? That's never going to change. If you care a lot right now about finding a way to be a better version of yourself, that's never going to change. You're always going to be looking for that. There's a lot of people that don't feel that way. Those things that don't change are the things that you have to find confidence in. That's what you have to make peace with. And it's a little bit of a process, but that's what you have to do. You can't find your confidence in the things that are always going to change, because no matter what you do, they're always going to change. So the point being, like I said already, is that if you want to find confidence in yourself, or you want to believe in yourself, or you want to be yourself, forget about all these things that are fleeting. They're going to be fleeting. They're going to pass. They're not always going to be permanent. They aren't set in stone. But what is set in stone is the you that's been here the entire time. That, right or wrong, angry, sad, happy, whatever, there's been somebody out there that's thought you were the shit. And that person is the person that you should be confident in. And you should be just feet set in the sand, right there with every step of the way. The last thing I'll say before I leave is that people that care about you will see you. They're not going to see what it is you do for a career, or what it is you enjoy, or this or that or whatever. They're going to see the you that's there. And that's what you have to find confidence in, because that's not going to disappear. That's not going to be fleeting. That's not going to change. That's always going to be there. So find that, take some time and figure out not exactly what that looks like, but just figure out how that feels, and figure out the simple parts of it, and just be cool with it. You don't need to find a way to change it. Just be cool with it. Be like, yeah, okay, well, actually, I am the shit in that way. I am a good guy in that way. I'm a great woman in that way. Whatever it is, find it and just be cool with it and content with it. And I'm not saying you're not going to want to be better, you're not going to want to change in some ways, but you'll be cool with who you are, and that's pretty much the main thing. So yeah, and the last thing that I'll say, which I always say, is love what you want to love and do what it is you want to do, because you really don't got no other option out here. So just do it. And it's the only recipe for miracles. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.